Hi, this is Chris Allen, Superintendent with Midway ISD, and we're going to talk about your July board briefs. And this time we have a special guest, Representative Curry. I can't tell how much I appreciate you being here today. As many of you know, the highlight coming out of the July board meeting was the fact that the district passed a student code of conduct and approved a board policy in compliance with House Bill 1481. That's the one that requires the ban on cell phones in schools. There's a lot of detailed information on that in our student code of conduct. We have an FAQ page online, and then you can obviously look at our board policy. That is FNCE local. But while we have Representative Curry here, I just thought he might want a chance to speak to that. And so, Representative Curry, thank you so much for representing us in Austin and volunteering, essentially, to do the great work that you do down there, trying to help lead our state. Will you just explain to folks a little bit about what was the motivation behind House Bill 1481 and why our representative thought that was a good idea for the state of Texas?
Absolutely. I will tell you, it was overwhelming, the support for this legislation. It's something we've been discussing for a long time, and it has to do with the mental health issues going on and the increasing mental health with our students and social media playing a part in that, and also the communication where they can constantly and instantly communicate with each other during the school day. Yeah. And it's just not, it's taking away from learning time, it's taking away from their attention span, and we all know that. And as parents, we know that, and we want the parents to be involved in this process. But by putting those phones away, having them turned off, and not letting them be a distraction during the day, we don't just hope to think that education will improve and the levels of education will get better. We know it will. And we're anxious to see the results and let our parents see the results as well.
Representative Curry, some parents have been disappointed in this, and they're a little frustrated and feel like their kids should have access to phones during the school day. What might you say to those individuals to maybe help them feel better about this, or just kind of understand the lay of the land, maybe, for a better way of putting it?
Well, first off, I think that the Midway board did a great job of putting a package together for how to implement this law, right? And so the children will still have their phones with them, but they will be turned off and they will be put away. But they will have access to them in case of emergency and things like that. I think the parents will learn and should understand the fact that it should frustrate them when their kids are not paying attention to them with their phones in their hands. And we see it all too often in restaurants and out in public, and it's a distraction. Yeah. And we don't need those distractions in our schools.
I tell you how much you appreciate you being here to visit about that just a little bit. Just a couple reminders, gang. A student violates our student code of conduct if their phone is on, if they are using their phone, or if they've removed their phone from proper storage. And proper storage for Midway is backpack, purse, bag, or in your car. It has to be put away, turned off, and not in use. If you do any of those three things, you will have violated our student code of conduct.
That includes watches too, correct?
Includes smart watches. Yes, sir. That was specifically called out in the law, and I appreciate you bringing that up. And I also want to remind all of our parents of this, because I'm not sure everyone knows this, and I think this is really, really important. Every single one of our classrooms in instructional areas has a traditional landline phone in it. If your child has a significant situation and they need to get a hold of somebody, we still have phones in our schools and they can call you. You can still call our schools and send messages to your students or help connect to them. The point here is not to tear apart the communication between parents and children. The point here is to focus kids on instruction and then point those communications through avenues and channels that are less of a distraction in the educational environment. So we're working the very best we can to navigate through this new piece of legislation. As you heard Representative Curry say, the intent is for it to make it an instructional setting, one that's focused on instruction. And so, like I said, go to our website, FAQ. You can look at the policy. We have a student code of conduct. We appreciate you for tuning in to our July board briefs, and we'll see you in a month. Have a great day.